Do wars only belong to humans? We often think of battlefields as a stage for human courage and sacrifice. But what about the silent heroes who fight alongside us? The ones with four legs and unwavering loyalty? This is a story about a bond forged in the crucible of conflict, a testament to a friendship that transcends species. Imagine the deafening roar of explosions, the constant threat of unseen enemies. In this chaotic world, a young soldier named Alex had one constant companion, a military working dog named Max. Max wasn't just trained. He was a partner. He was Alex's eyes and ears, his shadow in the trenches, his warmth on cold, lonely nights. While others sought comfort in letters from home, Alex found his in the gentle nudge of Max's head against his hand. Max was a magnificent German shepherd with a coat the color of desert sand and eyes that held a knowing intelligence. He never flinched at the sound of gunfire. He never hesitated when Alex gave a command. His purpose was singular: to protect his soldier. For Alex, Max was more than a tool of war. He was family. He'd share his meager rations with him, talk to him about his fears and his dreams for a life after the war. And Max would listen, his head cocked, offering silent, steadfast support. Their bond was tested daily. On patrol, Max's keen senses would detect threats long before any human could. A subtle stiffening of his body, a low growl barely audible over the windies were the signals that saved Alex and his unit time and time again. He'd sniff out hidden explosives, clearing a safe path through treacherous terrain. He'd stand guard while Alex slept, a vigilant sentinel in the darkness. The other soldiers respected Max, but they saw a dog. Alex saw a warrior. One sweltering afternoon, their unit was ambushed. The air filled with smoke and the terrifying whistle of incoming fire. Chaos erupted. In the frantic scramble for cover, a searing pain shot through Alex's leg, and the world went black. When he regained consciousness, the fighting had moved on. He was alone, exposed, and bleeding in the dirt. The silence was almost as terrifying as the noise had been. He tried to move, but the pain was blinding. Despair began to creep in, but he wasn't truly alone. A warm, wet nose pressed against his cheek. Max was there. The dog, who could have easily run for safety, had stayed. He was whining softly, a sound of deep distress, licking the grime and sweat from Alex's face. Alex reached out a trembling hand and buried it in Max's thick fur, grounding himself in the familiar feeling. "Good boy, Max," he whispered, his voice hoarse. "You stayed." Hours crawled by. The sun beat down mercilessly. Alex's thirst was a fire in his throat, and with every passing minute, his hope dwindled. But Max never wavered. He lay beside Alex, a furry shield, his body tense and alert. Whenever the distant sounds of movement reached them, Max would rise, placing himself between Alex and the potential danger, a deep warning growl rumbling in his chest. He was a one-dog fortress, guarding his fallen friend with every ounce of his being. He refused to let anyone or anything get near. As dusk began to settle, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Alex heard the faint but growing sound of a vehicle. A rescue team, but his relief was mixed with fear. He was weak, barely able to call out. Would they even find him? Max heard it too. He stood up, barking not with aggression, but with a desperate urgency. It was a call for help, a beacon in the twilight. When the medics finally reached them, they were met with a fierce protector. Max wouldn't let them approach Alex. To him, these were strangers, a potential threat to the person he was sworn to protect. It took several minutes of calm words and careful movements before the dog, sensing Alex's faint reassurances, finally allowed them to get close. Even then, he watched their every move, a low grumble his constant reminder that he was on duty. As they carefully lifted Alex onto a stretcher, Max tried to follow, whining and pacing anxiously. "It's okay, boy," one of the medics said softly, patting the dog's head. "We'll take care of him. You did good." They made room for Max in the vehicle. The entire ride back to the base, he never left Alex's side, his head resting on the edge of the stretcher, his worried eyes fixed on his friend's face, Alex survived. The road to recovery was long and difficult, but through it all, he had a secret weapon. Max, the dog, was granted special permission to stay with him in the medical ward. His presence was a better medicine than any drug. He was a constant, calming force in a sterile and often lonely environment. He was a living, breathing symbol of hope, a reminder of what he had fought for and what he had survived for. This story isn't just about a soldier and his dog, it's a profound lesson about loyalty. In our world, we often talk about loyalty as something we expect from others. We want loyal friends, loyal partners, loyal employees. But how often do we think about what it takes to earn that loyalty? Max's devotion wasn't programmed. It wasn't just the result of his training. It was born from countless shared moments of kindness, of trust, of mutual respect. It was earned in the quiet conversations under a starry sky, in the shared meals, in the simple act of a hand stroking a furry head. Alex didn't just see Max as a dog, he saw him as a partner, and he treated him as such. In return, Max gave him a loyalty so pure, so absolute, that he was willing to lay down his life for him without a second thought. True loyalty is a luxury that can't be bought with money or commanded with authority. It is a precious gift, a reflection of the love and respect we give. It has to be earned through our actions, through our compassion, through our integrity. It's a two-way street. Whether it's with a person or an animal, the most profound bonds are forged not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, consistent moments of genuine connection. So the next time you think about loyalty, remember the soldier and his dog on that dusty battlefield. Remember that the greatest allegiance is not given freely. It is nurtured and earned one act of kindness at a time. It is the most valuable currency we have. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the incredible bonds that make us human, and sometimes more than human.